Yo, what up? What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. Blood Splatter Chatter, Verno, The Missing Link, and Big Stu from Dr. Dude's Fan Club here to talk about Link's pick tonight. Doing a deep cut cult classic for the 1980s, Night of the Comet, directed by Thom Eberhardt. Pretty sure I'm saying that pretty much right. And starring Kelli Maroney, who I love, and Catherine Mary Stewart, who I equally love. Love those two girls in this film. Robert Beltran actually got top billing on this because he was the bigger star at the time. That's the fella that plays Hector. But yeah, this is Link's pick, man. Basically, going back and looking at it, I was like, when did Halley's Comet happen? Like, when was that? This is 84. Halley's Comet arrived. You could first see it in 85, and you could last see it in 86. So that's what this is. It was like a big deal at the time. There was no internet, but there was a comet coming. People were super excited about it. It was a really, really big deal at the time. And there were a lot of like theories like this, like what could happen? What if? And that's kind of what this grew out of. What if it turned everybody to dust that wasn't outside to actually, or that was outside to actually see it, and the only survivors were the ones that weren't watching it. But this is one that I saw when I think Robbie did it with Dylan.
So it's like it was like the 80s version of
What's that?
Oh, sorry, I'm lagging, bro. I think it was like the 80s version of like what the Y2K scared.
Exactly.
Really
exactly. Yeah. Oh my God. The shit's hit the sky is falling. But Robbie did this with Dylan, and I love the show that they did. They did the Night of trilogy. They did Night of the Demon, Night of the Comet, and one other that's escaping me right now. Oh, I can't remember what it was. But anyway, I heard about it when they did it, and I checked it out then. And I enjoyed it, and I've always been surprised, Link, that you always recommend it. Like, this is one we should do. We should do it. Even when I watched it this time, I'm like, really? Like, I don't know. I don't see you picking this. Like, for those that haven't seen it, it's like a weird movie to describe. First of all, it's a PG-13 flick. So it's a PG-13 sci-fi horror, I would say. I'd put the sci-fi ahead of the horror. And it's like these two teenagers and their sisters, and it's kind of like about their relationship, and it's almost more about the end of the world from the perspective of like, what if everyone's gone, rather than the real horror of it. And some of the people that are only a little bit infected are like zombies now. So that's where we get the zombies from this world, but we only see like 3 or 4 of them throughout the whole thing. So there's not a shitload of horror. It's more about the vibes. To me, it's the music, it's the 80s-ness of it, it's those two girls and their relationship. And it's just like it's a vibe of a film. But first off, I realized I didn't say, what's up, guys? welcome
what's up
to the show, Link, Stu. But Link, why'd you pick it? How was the rewatch for you? What's your history with it? Had you heard about it? Did you learn about it from when Robbie did that show, or is this something you had heard about before?
Oh no, yeah, I saw this long ago as a child.
Okay.
And this might have been one of the first zombie films I'd seen, and because it was not so gnarly, I wasn't the biggest horror fan growing up, so it was easier for me. I always loved sci-fi. That was easier for me to grasp onto. But it's got like a little bit of everything I love about horror movies. Like I love when it focuses on like the family aspect. It's got like the found family aspect. It's got a lot of shit that like 28 Days Later and other zombie films would kind of delve into later. The whole mall scene, you got the mall montage of people having fun. It's not that scary, but it is just a cool vibe. Like I love, Stu brought it up earlier, I love the music selection. It's like what was banging at the time is in this movie. That specific like year or two, the early 80s, all bangers in this movie. And it's got a cool, it's got a cool character arc towards the end. It's not really that deep, but it is there because it's, younger sister, kind of like, that's the whole thing. You got to leave the family that you grew up in, eventually start your own family. And like older sister kind of becomes a parental figure. Younger sister, it kind of becomes like the bigger sister in a sense. She like she ends up leaving, but that fucked me up. But she became like the bigger sister to those two kids, so it was like a lot of like role reversal going on. There's some cool character arcs, and it's just like, I dig the vibes. You got two badass chicks. They didn't let the end of the world get to them. Like they didn't just start going crazy. Fucking older sister hops on, beats some homeless dude's ass, zombie homeless dude, and then hops on a motorcycle and shit. It's just like riding around like Terminator trying to figure shit out. But I love
the music then too. That's
Yes.
one of my favorite musical bits of the movie. That
Notice
part while she's riding through the city is so dope.
So good.
Did you notice the Christmas thing they did in the background? They mixed in. There was like a slight Christmas jingle they did as she's like riding around the. It was almost like you really wouldn't notice it, but they were doing like a slight Christmas jingle. Like
It was
slowly
like, and
up
like
to
when
that.
she came up to the car, right?
Yeah,
Like the
yep.
Mercedes, like
Right,
yeah.
he was listening to it. That's one
Yeah.
thing I had forgot until I was putting this month together, and I was considering like, okay, Link had said Night of the Comet, you had said The Witch, and then I was debating whether or not to do this or Overlord. And then which
Ooh.
is another one that you've mentioned, another zombie
Yeah,
flick that
love
you've
that.
mentioned quite a few times. And then I saw that this one, like, it takes place on December 17th, which is next Wednesday. That's the night of the comet. So I was like, fuck it. And then I was surprised when I put it on. I was like, oh yeah, there's a Santa Claus, there's Christmas music, Christmas trees, and all that, which is another
That's
funny thing.
colorful.
I always think about like I think Fallout. Oh yeah, all the Fallout series, like the end of the world in the Fallout series took place during Halloween. I'm pretty fucking sure that there's Halloween decorations. I always think it would be funny. Like, what's the funniest holiday that the
Last
apocalypse
holiday.
could happen on? Like St. Patrick's Day? The world is permanently set up for St.
Fucking
Patrick's Day or
drunk and
Valentine's Day
green.
or something. I think that would be funny. But I love that about the movie. But hell yeah, man. Stu, had you ever heard of this movie? Never seen it,
Never heard
right?
of it, never seen it until you like brought it up last week, and yeah, it was Link's pick. So, yeah, dude,
What up?
I
What up,
loved it.
Fred? What up, Sal? What up, guys? What up, Kenneth Bird? What up, fellas?
What up, y'all?
Sorry, Stu.
No, you're good. What up? What up, everybody? Yeah, I loved it for a first time watch. I loved the music, the performances, the getting the most bang for your buck, especially like watching some of the extra stuff. Like we're just talking about that scene where she's riding up to the Mercedes. Like that's the director's car out there that they're using for the film. Yeah, like it's incredible what they were able to make, and I think like also like taking advantage of.
Sorry, you
Los
remind me of something,
Angeles.
Stu.
No, go ahead.
You saying that what they were able to pull off, like the skies, like that, for I can't imagine like the background, the backdrop and shit like that. Kind of reminded me of like Jim in 28 Days Later when he's roaming about London and shit.
Awesome. Like the red sky is one of my favorite things about it.
Yeah,
I wonder. You know what I was wondering? First of all, I had read like the way they got the secluded streets. Like they just went to more secluded areas of LA. That's what they said.
Christmas Day, right? Like they filmed on Christmas Day.
Oh, like that would make
that's what she was talking about in then like one of those like DVD extra interviews. Like they filmed on the morning of Christmas Day. Yeah,
that's genius.
Absolutely.
The other thing that I was reading, like I think on Wikipedia, was talking about that they filmed some of those scenes at night, and I'm like, I wonder if this is like a day for night, whatever they call it, night for day for night, when they shoot that during the night, make it look like day. Is that why they did this red effect in the sky? Like, is that what's going on? That's nighttime, and they just tweaked it to make it look like day, which would be interesting.
See that.
Yeah, I could see that like working for both. You can knock out. You can just kind of do whatever you want with it.
Slasher Fred says at first the younger sister doesn't want to believe that everyone else is gone. I love the scene where they first meet. The older one, Reggie, had already beaten up a zombie, seeing that there's no one in the town, and then when they meet, there's just something really charming about that, which I guess is the first day that they had shot together, those two, and they've got just such good chemistry.
Yeah, very sibling-like.
Absolutely.
Slasher Fred also saying this movie feels like an old Twilight Zone episode for sure, because the Twilight Zone also deals with the nuclear bomb. Hell yeah. Sal shouting out the soundtrack. Fuck yeah. Kenneth Bird saying what up to everyone. What up, Kenneth Bird? Appreciate you being here. Oh, Sal says, I wanted to see the stepmom and daughter throw more punches at each other. That is like so like this like wild to me. It's like so comedic and like slapsticky at that moment. And then Fred says the burger joint in the movie feels very similar to that one Sarah Connor works in the original Terminator, which came out the same year. And I think this was really rare at the time to have these badass Uzi wielding or whatever they're wielding, Tech 9, whatever the fuck that is, like females in the film. And then Sarah Connor hits that same year. But sorry, Stu, you were in the middle of your overall thoughts, I believe.
Yeah. Where was I? Yeah. But I don't know, from music to performances to like I said, getting the most bang for your buck. I really enjoyed it for the first time watch. So yeah, definitely like one that was completely off my radar. And I can see why. Excuse me. It's a cult classic in so many ways.
Right. I think, Link, you kind of mentioned like you saw it when you were a kid. I watched it twice this week, enjoyed it the first time, and I said, fuck it. I watched it with Madison yesterday at night.
Nice.
We sat and chilled. I'm like, she could totally watch this. She's seen a lot worse at this point.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it even more on my second watch with her. Just something kind of added to it. The girl powerness of it all. Like I
Yeah,
liked her seeing that. And it's just like a good 3 is a little ridiculous. Don't get me wrong. I know I'm being ridiculous, but it is clearly a good
hardcore.
starter movie for a
Yes.
kid. You can throw this on for like pretty much any kid is going to be fine watching this. There's no
Yeah.
nudity, no real sex scene.
I don't want to discuss, because it's got like a lot of cool shit. Like it's got the whole military complex from like Day of the Dead and shit, like the people running the experiments or whatever.
Right.
But it's like the child version of a lot of like 28 Days Later. Like it's the light version of all these movies. Kind of.
Day of the Dead came out the following year too. Stu, I was thinking while I watched this, like Dawn of the Dead, which you've never seen the original Dawn of the Dead. I think you've said you've seen the remake, but basically, in a lot of ways, this feels like a remake of Dawn of the Dead with girls and Uzis, and the Dharma Initiative from Lost, the scientist group, they're added in. But in Dawn of the Dead, without really spoiling anything, they're at a radio station. There's a zombie apocalypse. They escape. They go to a mall. They hang out at a mall for the rest of the fucking movie. That's about it. And zombies show up. And eventually people show up. And they're the real danger. And in this, it's like, for those that haven't seen it, it's the same exact thing. There's even a kid that attacks at one point in Dawn of the Dead. A child zombie. And they do the child zombie bit in this one, too.
Yeah, so I picked up on that.
I like the mall bit in this one though. Like I thought the villains in the mall with that gang was more interesting than the government people, whatever.
The government people in this one? Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I like that.
When they dropped Girls Just Want to Have Fun, I'm like, damn, how much money did they spend on the musical licensing?
Total budget of the
big guns out.
Total budget of the film, $700,000. They made $14 million. So this is very surprisingly, really did well.
Awesome.
So $700,000 budget, and they paid $100,000 to $125,000 for Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Wow!
So that is a big.
So were they intentionally trying to capitalize on the Comet hype? Was it made specifically for that, like to ride that wave, or was it just incidental?
No, I think it was. I mean, I assume they go hand in hand. I know it was inspired by the Comet hype. And I think also trying to capitalize on it at the same time. Yeah. It was just a big deal. It was like people that were trying to make movies about pandemics, which actually didn't happen that much after COVID. It would be the same kind of thing. It was just in the public consciousness at the time. But that's actually a little fun fact that I looked up right before we got rolling. Like that was the first thing I thought. And they jumped into Girls Just Want to Have Fun. It's like, how much of the budget did they spend on that? But it really pays off. Like, that's a great scene.
It is. It's a solid montage. Yeah.
I love the outfits. Like, just like the 80s-ness of it all. This little,
like
the
one,
little workout outfit that she's wearing with the Hulk Hogan colors, the yellow and red. Love that. And then the cheerleader outfit that she ends up in, I just adore. I love Kelli Maroney, who was also in... The blonde is in Chopping Mall, which came out a couple years later, which is a slasher with these killer robots inside of a mall. And then the other girl, whose name is Catherine Mary Stewart, she is the lead female in Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh shit! Okay.
Were you a Weekend at Bernie's kid?
Not really, but I'm still familiar. That's
right.
They were both amazing, man. They had so much. They brought so much charisma, and like I think without their performances, this movie would have been something else completely.
For sure.
But yeah, dude, just like the scene where they're practicing shooting up that car, just was like, scenes like that, and I love that part where they're interviewing her. about like being pregnant or whatever, and she's talking about like this 3 weeks being the longest of her life. Like just little, I don't know, like all those little moments that you had with them just endeared you to them all the more. So I thought they really carried the film in like an awesome, like I just love the showdown with the weirdos at the end in the mall. That was fire.
Did you notice like the one guy here? Actually, I don't know if I have him here or not. Yeah,
dude, homeboy who was on the mic was amazing. Like that was such a great performance.
What do you mean was on the mic? I'm tripping.
The guy who was at the mall, like the leader of the goons.
Oh, they with the hat on.
Yeah. He was so good.
They did like 2 looks for him because I was tripping. I had to go back and look. I'm like, what the fuck? When they first show him, he doesn't have any makeup on. He's just like shot from kind of far away. So they're like, it'll be fine. And then when they show him again and he's got this hat on and he takes the glasses off, then he's all made up like a zombie.
Yeah, so he was a zombie because like
slowly that they were like becoming like they didn't really work out the details of like in terms of the
transformation.
Infection.
Yeah,
they kind of said it. They said like the people that got just like a low dosage or a little light exposure of it, they would turn more slowly. You know, the one guy that was like the male, I couldn't find a picture of him, but like the male leader of the fucking Dharma Initiative.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about, Dr. Carter.
Uh-huh.
You see at one point, like at the very end of the movie, right before he dies, they change his makeup.
Right.
And it's really subtle.
Right. Yeah.
But by the way,
and then you hear it in his voice too. There's like, we must stop them.
Yeah.
He's like real. Yeah. He sounds.
His name is Jeffrey Lewis, and he is the guy from Devil's Rejects that plays like the country music singer. He's
the one with the long. I know who you're talking about. Well, yeah,
he's the one. I don't know if he's got long hair. He's the one that like.
Or he's kind of bald, but he's like balding. He's got like the crowns shit going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the one that like baby. Is that her fucking name? Yeah, she's Sherry Moon. She goes up to and like, you're pretty cute. She's flirting with him and takes him in. Yeah, but I love him in that. So I always enjoy seeing him in this too. He's not quite as much of a good guy. But
I think the best were the police zombies, though, man. That was like the best scene to me.
Don't you wish? Here's
the double dream within a dream. I'm always here for that.
Yeah. I wish that they should have actually got attacked. Why not actually have like 1 or 2 more zombie attacks in the movie? Yeah. If you're gonna do those 2 dream bits, just have a zombie show up. Because this is my thing about the movie, like in general. Like, I enjoy all of it. Like, it's not really, I guess it is a complaint. There's just not enough moments in it that are like really great moments. It's just what I like about the movie is the overall vibe and the overall feel and the performances and all that. But there's not too many things that I could point out to be like, that was fucking awesome. Yeah. Or this was a really cool bit. Like maybe I'm just looking for more horror or whatnot. But I think that's the one thing that's like, I wish there was a little bit more shit like that. More horror, I guess.
I'm with you on that. I could have used a couple more zombie attacks just because the ones we got were awesome.
Right.
Except for I'm just wondering if for $700,000 they did.
True.
That's exactly what Kelli Maroney said. She said
they could only dress up so many.
She said if we didn't have Cyndi Lauper, we could have had 200 more zombies. She's like, but it was worth it. And it kind of is.
It ties in. But that's what I'm saying. The whole, when you think of the music, it banging soundtrack. Maybe they could have done with like some fucking default library music for a couple scenes. But it kind of straddles that line of being like, would it? I don't want to think it may have been too gnarly, but when we were discussing about how it's a good beginner's film for horror, for people. Would that kind of take away from that or delve into too much of like hardcore?
Exactly, especially with a zombie movie. It's hard to just do like a little bit of, like a little bit of horror. Yeah. You're talking about ripping flesh. Like it's going to be gnarly if you go any further than this.
Yeah.
But they look great. Like the makeup on them.
It's the dude who did Thriller. Like,
yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. It's like, I feel like that coupled with the music, they rode that wave perfectly of
that
like
pop.
That.
Yeah, they
had that point in time. Absolutely.
What you want to shout out anybody here in the cast? Missing link?
Oh, I love the older sister. Just in general. But
she's still beautiful, by the way. Both of them look great.
okay.
Both of them
Okay,
look
I'm glad.
great. She look, you know what she
Phase
looks
one.
like is the crazy girlfriend from Get Out. She reminds me of her, especially as she gets older.
Oh,
Yeah, I can see it.
I could totally see the shit, bro.
When her hair is
You know,
straight, they look a lot
Yeah.
more alike.
that is crazy.
Before
yeah.
I forget, the guy that she has sex with at the theater, do you guys know who that was?
No, I wanted to shout him out.
He
So,
is
'cause I-
Buck, and he likes to fuck from Kill Bill.
no fucking way.
Yes. Yeah, that's
Wow.
him.
This
He
movie
looks like
had
John
Holy
Gruden, by the
shit.
way, also. He looks so much like John Gruden
Damn,
that it was
that's
distracting.
crazy.
I was like, holy shit.
it kind of
Did
fucked me up because
Tarantino pull him for like because he saw like he knew him from this or like,
I wouldn't be surprised at all, because this is the exact type of film that
Right.
Tarantino would say it's actually the best film
That is
of
so
the 1980s or
serious.
something like that.
Yeah, seriously.
By the way, I was just like not understanding how he was getting the girl by, I was just like, what? It's not adding up, but that happens in the world.
It was the
sometimes.
80s. It was
Yes,
the
yeah.
80s. It was a different world.
But I like the fucking the bed, like Stu stating, the main gang dude with the top hat or whatever, the fedora. He was
we're
there's
not
something
crazy.
mentioned.
We just don't give a fuck, or whatever he said.
Yeah.
Kind of some Jimmy vibes in a sense from 28 years.
Yeah. Slash Fest's movie feels like the
hell
female version of Matheson's I Am Legend. This is a great call out. Also says, if you ever watched Twilight Zone episode The Old Man in the Cave, it deals with a pandemic. Interesting.
Check it out.
Sell my brother. So I almost thought that was young Eric Estrada when he showed up. Let's talk about this guy for a second. Robert Beltran. I liked him, right? When I saw the movie, I enjoy him. Like, whatever, he doesn't do a whole hell of a lot. He's like generic guy. And then I watched the special features. I'm like, I don't fucking like this guy anymore. Like, as an actor, he had done some movie called, oh shit, I'll just click on it. Something with Raul. What is it? Eating Raul. Whatever. Eating Raul, which I guess had done pretty well the year before. And he played Raul. So he was the only one that had really done anything. And that's why this was a common practice in Hollywood back in the day to put men, even though they have lesser parts, ahead in like the billing. He got first billing on the film. Night of the Comet with Robert Beltran, which is kind of bullshit considering watching the movie and how much the other two carry the film.
Yeah, I definitely would say like the sisters are the stars. Everyone else is like a, what do they call it? I'm brain farting.
Co-star.
It should be a fight between the two females.
Exactly. They should get top billing.
Absolutely.
But anyway, and then just watching the interview with him, he's like just everything. He's just kind of complaining about like, well, when I came in, like they had the character more of like a cholo, more like Raul when he played Eating Raul. And he's like, he had them change it. And they were really like sought after this guy. They really wanted him in the movie. And he's like, so I want him to change this. And like artistically, this wasn't right. And he just like, it's like 15 minutes of him kind of saying like things that he didn't like about what they did. Things that he had them change. And, yeah, exactly. And then when I went back and watched it again, and then I watched his performance, I'm like, fuck this guy. Like it made it stand out more and more. That's like, dude, you're nothing special. You should not have this attitude 40 years later. But he was fine.
Not the saving grace. He might have thought he was. Yeah.
Dude, do you have anybody else you wanted to shout out in the cast?
I mean, I think we covered all the major ones that I wanted to. Yeah.
Right. The Dr. White, her name tag just said White, but I'm going to give her the title. No. She seemed like a doctor to me. She was interesting. I couldn't even really tell what was up with her.
There was some parts of this where the transitions and the leaps of logic were a little bit of a reach.
Like her motivation was
it's all good. Right.
Confusing. Right. Sometimes it seemed like she cared, then other times she was for the mission,
Right.
Like,
their whole thing was weird. It was really hard for me to even get a read on what their I don't think it was until the second watch through, which is the third time that I've seen the movie, that I really got it. It's like, okay, they're harvesting people's blood because they've already been infected lightly. The comet dust came in through the vents or whatever where they were hiding out. So they're very slowly
not in a movie
changing.
theater.
And that's why they have those kids there. So they're trying like at one point it's really dark and evil. They're telling those kids like
you're just going to
suck
sleep.
on this.
We're just taking a nap.
You're gonna wake up at the North Pole. You're gonna live with Santa. Which that fucking kid, he's like, Santa's not real. And that was the one part of the movie that I had to cover Madison's ears. Like, shut the fuck up. What do you mean? He's just, why would he say that? I said, he's not. He's trying to get on the naughty list. That one.
Yeah. What a loser. But yeah, I love that though. You know, and then
kids weren't that bad. They weren't really a standout, but they
right.
I'll say this: love 28 Days Later, but the daughter irritates us. That was like the only thing she ever did,
right,
for a good reason. But she wasn't terrible. But these kids didn't annoy me as much as her.
The one really, the boy, Brian is his name. He looked really familiar to me, and then I looked, and he's in Arachnophobia in 1990.
Oh, okay,
I don't know. I just saw that not long ago. But his name is Chance Boyer.
I haven't watched that in a minute.
He looks like that one like really nerdy blonde kid that was in all the 80s movies. Oh man.
I hear that.
You know who I'm talking about?
I mean, not really, but I feel like I can picture that archetype. I can picture that archetype. Like, you know what I mean? The bratty blonde kid.
Yeah. Put him in a polo shirt or some shit. You know?
Exactly. What do you mean Santa's not real?
Slasher Fred saying Catherine Mary Stewart plays Reggie in the film. Character is a lot different than her role in the. Yeah, that's another one. She was in The Last Starfighter, because in that movie she was more of a girl next door. I would like to see that. It really makes me want to go back. Link, you might have been busy when I mentioned that she was in Weekend at Bernie's. She was the lead female.
She was the dude's girlfriend. Yeah. The taller dude that got drugged in the second one. Man, those are some great movies.
I love those movies. When I was a kid, like, we watched the shit out of those movies.
Fucking
did I finish
Bernie dancing and shit?
It makes me want to go see more of her. It makes me want to put Chopping Mall. Like, we should get to that sometime soon. No, but the other one is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Kelli Maroney. Both were great in the special features on the Blu-ray. Both of them just a fantastic interview, and just like seem like really cool, good people. I love seeing
they're killing it on the console too. Good for them,
dude. Yeah, these movies, like watching the special features. I brought this up before, but there's so many movies like this from the 80s or 70s or whatever, where the movie came out, it did what it did, it created a little bit of buzz, and it went away, and all the actors just thought it was gone. Nobody ever really mentioned it ever again. Mentioned it to them ever again until the internet. Like, there's so many stories like that. Then the internet came about, and it developed even more of a cult following, and then the fans could get together and like, oh my god, there's people that love this movie. These people, like, they seem so appreciative of that.
Absolutely. Which that's what I loved about listening to those interviews. It sounded like they all really enjoyed the experience and had fun on set. It sounded like, it's good to hear that of actors speaking positively of like an experience on set.
Right.
Like this was like a universal,
and you feel it. All of them. You feel absolutely. That the positive, which is another thing for a zombie movie. How many zombie movies end with a positive note? Like, most of the world is dead, everything's shit, but like the vibe in it is positive, and
so good.
Yeah, and it fucked me up because I was like, damn, bro. Like, I used to think about this being younger before the internet. Like, she's just the young Kelli Maroney. She's just off. There's no. Well, we didn't have the internet then, so I was like, how's she gonna contact her family? Like, where's she gonna know where they're at? They're not gonna just stay in the middle of that street until she decides to come back. Like. Right. And then now as an adult, it hits even harder because I'm like, she's just off into the unknown. Like, hey, I'll see you guys if I see you. Just met a hot guy and gonna go start my own family.
DMK, which I love. I love his like the guy that they got to perform to do that little role, that tiny little role. He was great.
Yeah,
like, he just had a whole vibe, and they seemed like they had really good chemistry. I would go for a sequel. Link, I know you're always saying that they need to do a remake of this.
Yeah, I think the concept's got so much going on that nowadays, especially, because they were doing it on such a very modest budget. You put like $10 million behind this, budget wise, you could get some great things. Not even 10 million, but you don't need big names. It probably, don't try to remake it, but the concept of it, there's a fun concept of like a comet what's that shit coming towards Earth now that we have the fucking mega structure? They think it's some alien shit. That could be the catalyst for that. And like, there is, yeah, it's what's that movie? The movie live or fucking, it's got fucking Sam Rockwell in it, but it's like some crazy. It's kind of like a zombie sci-fi movie, but it's like got vibes of this. Like it's lighthearted. Like people, I don't know why people are turning into zombies in that movie, but you could take it in different ways. Like it could be. It doesn't have to be even about just the family. It could be about a group of friends, or it's like there's a cool core concept there, though, of like especially with how big government conspiracies are now. I think even more so than back in the 80s. I don't know. You can have a lot of fun with it. Kind of make it like Cabin in the Woods, kind of meta at the same time.
Right. That's one thing I really just appreciated about it is the different avenue to get to zombies. You know what I mean? I always like that. This is like a unique ass way to get this. I like how they explain it too, where they slowly become that.
Absolutely.
I like the bit where like God, why can I never remember her name? Samantha, Kelli Maroney's character. Like it's kind of teasing that she's going to turn into a zombie with her rashes and whatnot. They could have even leaned into that a little bit better or telegraphed that a little bit more. Made you really fear it because I never did buy it. I believe the whole time that she just had rashes, like she said.
She's a teenager.
They could have sold that a little bit better. Shit, man.
Yeah.
I'm looking at.
So what happened with her getting the shot and stuff? Like, because there was something I wasn't putting together there.
I think White. My theory is that White was pretending that she killed her. She gave her a little bit of sleeping juice.
It was like a placebo. It wasn't anything.
Yeah, but then why did White kill herself?
Yeah, that's.
Well, she was going to become a zombie. There was no cure.
Yeah,
I guess that's her deal. The group. I wish they would have.
But they were
a little bit more into the group.
Her.
Like there was not even like a name that stood out for the group. Do you guys know why I keep calling them the Dharma Initiative?
The Dharma Initiative.
Like their logo in this group, they look just like the Dharma Initiative from Lost. It was this black and white like logo, looked super similar. It also looked like
uniforms.
Emperor, yeah.
They're like turtlenecks with a fucking farmer's jumper over it. Like it was like, come on now.
Unless you guys have, honestly, I kind of had a feeling that we would go through it fairly quick. I didn't have a fuck ton to get to. We mentioned the dream. We mentioned the mom, like their backstory. I thought that's another thing that I didn't pick up until my third watch. Like really get the backstory where their dad was in Vietnam. He came back and their mom left, which is weird. She didn't die or anything. Like the mom left the family. The dad tried to basically turn them into boys. That's why they're good with Uzis. That's why the girl's able to beat the zombies' ass in the first place. He kind of trained them. And then there's some line like by the time they became like 8 or 9, he realized that they weren't going to be soldiers. And he said, I better turn them into girls. And that's when he remarried. That's when he married this chick. And then they say he went off to find another war. So like he went more heavily into the military.
So you're like a mercenary?
And left. So they both got left. I think he's just part of the military. He just like went full time or whatever. So they were left by their mom, and then their dad remarried and left them with this Doris chick who they didn't get along with. So and all that is fairly subtle. Like they say it and everything, but it's not like I don't know
in your face.
I didn't. I love the line. She's like,
everyone's got an asshole, Doris. Like, so.
Damn, those fighting words.
That was crazy. And then Doris went out and just got turned in dust. And like 10 seconds later, that shit was wild.
And this is Chuck. I love that too.
That's like the last conversation you ever
had. Let's go ahead and go around. What do you guys think theme wise? Go ahead and give me your anything you think theme wise, and then a rating, and we'll wrap this bad boy up. I haven't really put much thought into it, to be honest with you. Man, I don't know why.
It's we are deep region. It's not that deep movie, but it's kind of like a coming of age story in a sense where it's like these girls they're stepping into different phases of their life, different, like, adulthood, going out to start your own family, your own nest. But yeah, man, this is it's just the theme. It's fucking make
Stick
sure
with
the
your family.
ventilation is fucking
Yeah.
sealed up tight, man.
Yeah, don't be a follower. If everyone's going out to look at the Comet, go have sex with
Yeah,
Buck.
right.
Buck.
Watch
Yeah.
this shit on TV.
To me, it's all about people sadly meeting your expectations. Like the government fucks up with their little facility. Like you guys said, they let the air in, and teenagers go to the mall, and everybody else just like all hell breaks loose otherwise. So yeah, I think it's expectations met, unfortunately, and it feels like it's kind of crazy because it's so jokey and hokey, but at the same time, there's
Snappy and
elements of it that feel like as far as
dark.
behavior and reaction that feel like super real.
Right.
So like that's
Yeah.
what I love about it.
I like two great comments from Sal. First, just I like that too. Just like the gamer bit with Reggie at the beginning, which is funny.
When I was a kid, I'm glad Sal brought that up. But the whole bit where she's like talking to the dude, and he's like, Superman can't see through these walls because they're made of steel. She's like, and I remember that bugging me as a kid. The first watch, but a few seconds later, she chimes in like,
Right.
it's lead, and I remember being like, oh, okay,
exactly. I love
like
that too.
you.
Like Stu, like when you watch it, where you're like, look at them fucking this up. They're sitting there saying Superman can't see through steel, and then she corrects him. I like that too. What up, Sal or SoCal Dan?
Yeah.
What up, brother? All right, so what do you got for a rating then, Link? And you guys down in the comments, if you've seen Night of the Comet, drop your rating out of 5 down below.
I'm trying to be realistic. Like I want to give it a 5, but it'd be biased, right? But
do whatever you want.
No, yeah, I think I'm trying to be a little bit realistic. I think this movie is a very solid 4. It's just a good. It's not too deep into any of like the themes we've seen in other horror movies, but it's just a good vibe, and it's like completely 80s. I think it's a very good example. If someone wants to get a vibe of what the 80s were, show them this fucking movie.
Put this on the list. Put it on the list with Lost Boys and Jason Takes Manhattan, which is like the most 80s feeling and looking with the style and the music. It's one of the most 80s horror movies ever, just movies. By the way, while I'm looking at it, 79% on Rotten Tomato, which, I mean, for a movie like this,
that's fucking solid.
It's really good. It's 6.3 on IMDb, 92.
I'm still blown away that you told us it made fucking $14 million back in '84. That's nuts,
yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think it's got a better critic score than it does like user rating, which is I find very crazy or interesting.
The user's 92%, which is on Google, which is pretty solid.
There's one I was looking at where it's like the critic score was like, I think it might have been Rotten Tomato.
Okay. Whoa. Yes, 79% on good night.
Oh,
tell everybody bye. Say hi to Stu and hi, Missing Link. Say hi, Stu. Hi, Missing Link.
Hi.
Hey, good night, chat.
Good night,
chat. All right. I love you. Mwah.
I can't find my fun chat.
You'll find it. You'll find it. They're right there. I love you. Oh, she said I can't find chat. Where's chat?
Oh, she's looking for chat.
She's like, I see Missing Link and I see Stu, but where's chat? They're over here, baby. They're over here. I love you. Bye. Go. Good night. Close it up.
This is a good amalgamation of a bunch of different like horror movies I love. Like it's got the mall montage. It's got a lot, and it doesn't delve too deep into any of these themes, but it's a good primer and it's just a lot of fun. So I'll give it a solid 4 out of 5. Biasness, I really want to give it a 5, but I'll try to be semi-realistic and give it a 4.
Oh yeah, I love it, dude. I'm glad. I love that you picked it too. I really do. But Big Stu, what you think? First time watch?
Man, I think I'm gonna go 4 out of 5 as well. I think like part of me wants to go like 3.75 or something like that, but I just think like the amount of fun I had watching this and the Christmas theme, dude. Like the Christmas theme, the way they fit that in and made it work, and as far as like not only like thematically, but like making it work like with the LA Christmas morning. I just think that's just such a great idea. I admire like the artistic tenacity of that. And it's got like the music's great. Like I said earlier, the music's great. These two females really like carry it, and it's no wonder to see that like this movie survived, went on to become a cult classic. These two ladies are out there on the concert getting it, and as they should, man. Like these are performances that are super iconic, and I'm glad that they found a space to live on. And it's got some great set pieces, like the machine gun practice, the cops pulling them over, the shopping mall showdown. Like it's got great set pieces and moments that definitely make it worth it. So I think 4 out of 5.
Like it's another thing, like before the whole, I hate to call it woke era, but they were kind of progressive and ahead of their time. Like these weren't unique. They weren't the girl next door, like Fred said. The one girl played in the other movie, but they were very, very capable. You not at one point did you question like they need Eric Estrada lookalike to come rescue their ass,
right.
Like,
and they didn't have to talk about it. They didn't have to
Mhm.
be like, we're oppressed, and just like talk about, just like be it, which is what you
Yeah.
would get back in the day. You would just have badass women. This is really the beginning of something with Ripley in Alien, and then
Sarah
just
Connors.
it grew.
Yeah.
More
Yeah.
Ripley and Aliens, and then Sarah Connor, and you know what I mean. It was really the beginning of the world that we live in now.
And I think especially in horror, it's always like that, especially like with the slashers and stuff like that, and just where things were at in the 80s. It's always like male-driven hookups, like with the guys being like the star of the show until something happens. Like I really love how it kind of flipped the script on that, and men were an afterthought in this. Like
right.
Yep.
I love, you guys just reminded when you brought up the dream scene with the cops. Like there's something about when she realizes that she's got a beer in her hand that I love. She's like, oh no, the cops, and she does something. She's worried about something. Then she's like, oh shit,
the kid in the backseat.
It's so funny. You're like, what the hell?
You guys ever seen them?
That's like mad terrifying.
with,
that scene is so well done. Man.
It's really good.
Like when those dudes are walking up.
You guys ever seen Bulletproof with Adam Sandler and Damon Wayans?
Of course.
Then
they remember the scene where they pull him over. That scene where she's got the beer reminded me of the scene where Adam Sandler gets pulled over and he's like, "Sir, have you been drinking?" He's like, "Oh, I had like one, but the dog had a few and shit." He like steps out the car and just fucking drops to the ground. It reminded me of that though.
I'm debating, man. I'm gonna go a 3.75. I'll drop it down just a smidge. Really enjoyed it, but I guess that's my issue. I mean, it's what you're judging it on. I just wish that there was a little bit more horror. If you're gonna give me a zombie movie, give me one more zombie attack, and I think I'd be fully satisfied with it. Like I said, I'm really glad that it's so weird, but I'm glad that I watched it with Madison because she was into it. It was just like it was perfect. Like I really enjoyed the vibe there, and I think I appreciated the heart more when I watched it with her than I did because I'm watching it like trying to analyze it and be like serious about it. It's not that kind of fucking movie. Just like it's a movie to really just kick back and enjoy with friends and family.
A little bit analytical with 3.75, but that's okay. It would say,
Hell yeah. All right. Next week, man, another Christmas classic. This is a part of the new French extremity movement of the early 2000s from France, Inside, which I've never seen. Really excited about it. This was one I was looking for like a Christmassy type movie for us to cover. And there was a few that I was going to do that I planned on doing. And then I saw this on a list. I was like, oh shit. I didn't know this had any Christmas to it. I guess that it does. I don't know how much.
So what's a France extremity movement?
It was fucking gnarly. Like they were like,
fucking Martyr be a France extremity movie? They get dark, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a feeling it's going to be pretty hard. It's like the opposite of what I planned on doing. I planned on like, hey, we'll watch like Gremlins or like Coraline or Addams Family. I planned on doing like a family movie, and I'm like, nah, fuck it. We'll do a new French extremity. Martyrs is the only other new French. It's like the biggest name in the genre, and we did that last year. And it was bad. I thought it was great. I thought it was a brilliant movie. I've heard really good things about this one. But hell yeah, that is next Thursday. But before that, Monday night, we got a really good double feature that
POV.
Link and I are doing. This is all about the POV. We've got Good Boy, which released like a week or two ago on Shudder. It's got a lot of hype surrounding it. From the perspective of a dog, I know Nothing else about this movie other than it's like an
You
hour.
said it's on
15.
Shudder?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Presence, not sure where that's streaming, but it came out early in the year, like
It was on
January,
HBO,
February.
I think, at one point.
Presence
Soderbergh,
is,
yeah.
Steven Soderbergh, and it's from the perspective, I think, of a ghost. So we've got one from the perspective of a dog and another from a ghost, and I think that'll just make for a fun pairing and cool 2025 double feature. What up, Most Dope? Again, dude, if anybody has like, because Link and I, we probably have like one or two more, probably one, realistically, more of these double features that we'll be able to get to by the end of the year. So if you've got recommendations, we've done quite a few, but if you guys have movies that are horror movies that have come out this year that you would like to see us cover, put them in the comments, put them in the chat right now, or just put them in the comments to this. Hit me up on Instagram at blood.splatter.chat or something and let us know, because it's kind of up in the air what we'll be able to get in for the rest of the year before we do our big top 10 show.
Soderbergh directed Presence?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
Right. And it's one of the movies before I was telling Stu this, Link, before you joined us backstage. I don't know what the fuck we're going to think of it. Like when we brought it up to Wes, we mentioned it last week. Wes was like, "Oh, fuck, Presence was so good." But I've heard a lot of negative things about it. But I've also seen it at the top of some people's like best movie of the year list.
Very divisive film.
Yeah, it's very divisive. It's good. Like in a Violent
I just
Nature.
love that. I love that. Sorry, I love the swing of like point of view of a ghost, man. That's a great fucking idea. I'm just curious to.
I thought the view of the POV from the view in Violent Nature or whatever that was interesting at first before I saw it. But Soderbergh is a way different director, and I do enjoy his directing style, so I'm interested in it.
If Most Violent Year really was that bad, huh? I still haven't watched that toy, but like
I think it's gonna hit people differently, bro.
Right.
I think
you might love it.
Yeah,
you might love it. I do. I think it's one that's worth us covering again. Like, because there's another
real
one
strict
out
with like the point of view the whole time.
It's not. I think Link. Remember that was one of the things that kind of bugged us. Is like it
cheats
a little bit
to it. Yeah,
it doesn't cheat enough for it to be worth it. I felt like.
Gotcha.
It's weird. It's an interesting movie. A lot of people loved it. Some of the best kills of the year for sure. It's got one of the best kills of all time. Really, that cliff kill. It's like
the
insane.
Cliff kill was stand out, yeah.
But it's I would like us to talk about it again. I would like to revisit it when the new one comes out.
That's one I've always been curious about.
Hell yeah. Hey, all right, all you guys in the chat, Most Dope, Sal, SoCal Dan, Slasher Fred. Appreciate all you fine people. Kenneth Bird. Appreciate you guys, man. All you guys watching on the rewind. I appreciate you. Make sure you're hitting the like button before you get up out of here. And then also, hey, Link has joined the all new, all different Geeks Unleashed. What you got going on this week, man?
Tomorrow we are going over top 10 Christmas movies from each of us. So that should, I'm sure some of our picks will line up, but it should be not as 20 different movies, but 10 different picks from each of us.
Dude, you never know. I mean, they'll probably, like you said, there's going to be overlap, but there's so many Christmas movies.
Yeah,
you might have quite a few that are different.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one. To be honest, making this list I thought was going to be easy, and until after I got done making the list, I still had like 10 movies. I was like, yeah, but those need to be mentioned too.
Right,
like, those are still great. So it was tough.
There's a lot. It's like when me and Robbie did the slasher ones. Like there's just so many notable ones. But hell yeah, that's tomorrow night on the YouTubes, Geeks Unleashed. Go check it out.
What time are y'all live, bro?
7 either. I'm fucking up. 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. I'll
Eastern.
Eastern.
Eastern, yes.
Both of you guys are Eastern, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Duh, I knew that. I'm always weirded out that Michigan is Eastern. It's like, how the fuck are you two in the same time zone? How are Virginia
we're
and Michigan
close.
in the
we're
same
very
time zone?
Because we're like, I'm like what, an hour and a half, or not that far, that close, but just a few. Imagine I'm further away from Stu in Virginia than Michigan is, but somehow me and Stu are on the same.
It always weirds me out.
Yeah.
I think I must be on the edge of it, or that you are on.
Like I go down to going down to Alabama and like thinking that turned over time zones always seems insane to me.
That weirds me out too. Like Robbie is in Central Time Zone with me, and that always weirds me out. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
But anyway, Stu, what you guys got going on?
Yeah, man. Ink and Insights every Wednesday night on my channel, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Me and E just talking about our favorite new releases from Marvel, DC, Image, and the Envies. So check us out there. And I just dropped a little Surrounded by Short Boxes episode covering Alan Moore's Clayface story in Batman Annual number 11 from 1987. So check.
You've been doing a lot, didn't you? You just did another Alan Moore one, didn't you?
Yeah, I've been fucking going crazy with Alan Moore love, bro.
Yeah.
Like with the Surrounded by Short Boxes. I think this is like my 4th or 5th Alan Moore book, but he's my favorite writer of all time. So, yeah,
he's amazing. Yeah, he's amazing. If anyone deserves it, it's him. But hell yeah, man. So make sure you guys are subbed up over there. Geeks Unleashed, Dr. Doom's Fan Club, 9-Panel Grid, where you can also see Stu on Tuesday nights chatting out with our homie E. Be here Monday night as we do this fun 2025 double feature, Link and I. And then again, Inside will be our final. We'll see. It'll probably be our final Thursday night show of the year. I'll probably sneak something else in before that. So, but if I don't see you guys, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I'll just say right now, instead of a zombie fest at the beginning of January, we'll be doing 3 zombie movies surrounded by 3 other foreign films. We're going to do Winter Abroad. We did Summer Abroad a couple years ago. Shit ton of fun. Winter Abroad, we'll probably be doing 6 weeks of foreign films, including at least a few zombie bangers from around the world. So super excited about that. Appreciate all you guys, and we will see you Monday for the double feature.